the circumstances, the police or the investigation, they would have used to come to a logical conclusion that it was the protesters who shot a young lady in question. It's a girl because she was just around 14 or so. Now, the question that still keeps me baffled is the fact that police claimed it was a stray bullet. So are they saying it was the protester that shot stray bullet? And as at that point in time, is the police saying that, and there were other people who were armed as at that point in time, and who shot at the
But I think the police is speaking from both sides of their mouths.
Is that not the typical?
The reason is not far-fetched.
The normal security.
The reason I'm saying it is their first position was that the corpse was perhaps abandoned
for days,
and that the blood was already dried,
yes,
and that it was a sharp object or so. I think it was after the autopsy report proved that it was a gunshot, they now tried to look for leeway to exonerate themselves from culpability. For what I can understand, it is not recorded that protesters engaged policemen in a gun duel. So I don't understand whether maybe we need the magic wand anyway to decipher how the suspects came to the scene with gun. And again, cleverly, during the autopsy, it was discovered that there was no bullet in the girl's body. And only that took away the body after the incidents. They even threatened to shoot the mother and a relative when they visited the police station where it is believed that the corpse, the girl's remains was deposited. So for me, I think Lagos State, and it is worrisome that even as Lagos State government has shown interest from ab initio that there should be an inquest. So I think instead of the police rushing to court to charge one of the protesters, the Lagos State government should come up with that option of an inquest. Let the inquest go into the nitty-gritty of what actually transpired. Then, consequent upon that, the Department of Public Prosecution will now advise Lagos State government on the right action to take, because the police is already being accused. They cannot be judged in their own case. So that is why an inquest is necessary in this regard.
Okay, for viewers at home that want to join us in the conversation, you can please call in with the phone number 09025537142. 09025537142. So, Mr. Matthew, let's also look at another headline which is related, but in a different angle totally. Banditry. Kaduna suspend resumption of schools indefinitely. What are we saying in totality? So now Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby schools are being shut down.
It's not unexpected.
Yes, true.
That is what they needed to do all this while. Because don't forget that we have been saying it severally on this platform, that the government is not proactive. A situation where the boarding schools particularly have become vulnerable to these kidnappers. If the governor could go to a boarding school to withdraw
his own son
and daughter, so they should have known that the vulnerability of those schools cannot be doubt. As such, they needed to close down those schools even before now and explore other options of e-learning, so that the students do not stay without education while they address the issue of insecurity. So for me, I think it's a right step in the right direction. But again, they should not stop at that. They should ensure that while the students are at home, they are getting some level of education. As they are doing that, they should ensure that they deploy the federal might, federal strength. What makes Nigeria a sovereign state? The full weight of the Nigerian sovereignty should come on those bandits. We have now taken delivery of 12 Kanu jets. So by the time they commission and put it to use, which I'm expecting should come on board soonest, they should deploy it to all the various theater of war in Kaduna, in Zamfara, in Borno, in Niger, in Katsina, and some other places, for the purpose of decimating these Boko Haram bandits, Fulani herdsmen, as the case may be. Though it is federal government that is changing the narrative, giving some criminals the name of bandits. Sheikh Gumi, who should know better, have told us that these are Fulani herdsmen who claim that their cows have been rustled. They now see it an excuse to take to crime. But however I look at it, whether bandits, like the federal government want to make us believe, whether Fulani herdsmen, I think the federal government should go offensive against them. Because Kaduna State government have always said it, that the bandits have lost right to life. They need to wipe them off. They need to wipe them out. So to that extent, the federal government should go on serious offensive against them, so that the people can heave a sigh of relief. If you look at even as at the last count, a general of Nigerian army was assassinated even in Abuja.
Yes.
So if the army, even if a whole general can be assassinated in the federal capital territory, where is safe? If the army, the police, the DSS, the navy, name it, have become vulnerable to these criminals, I mean, the who is then safe?
The government to say Nigeria is in the better hands. Nigeria is here. I was listening to Gabashewu while he was addressing Channels TV, and he said that the presidency has done so well, that Nigeria is safe, that even after the COVID, so many presidents lost their legitimacy and supporters in the world, that the current administration is doing so.
I believe he was speaking from the comfort of Asurok.
Obviously, was it?
I know he will not talk in that manner if he happens to be in Goza or in some other place like Dapchi. So for me, it's not just sufficient to be at the comfort of Asurok and dish out public press statement. You need to visit most of these areas and feel what the people are feeling. At least it's Nigerian sovereignty. You as the PA or SA to the president, if you want Nigerians to take you seriously, come out of the comfort of Asurok without your security detail. Visit those vicinities and tell us, come back and address the press. They will take you seriously.
Okay, let's also look at bandits abduct another first-class monarch, the same Kaduna. So is it a fiesta of bandits or
no? If bandits
is having it,
this is not the first time they'll be adopting a first-class monarch in Kaduna, and Kaduna happens to be the epicenter of bandits in Nigeria, bandit activities in Nigeria. So to that extent, I think the government needed to focus more on Kaduna. And you look at it, what is the reason behind the activities of bandits being more fed in Kaduna State? And I continue to wonder, because if you look at the nature of Kaduna State, you have the southern Kaduna, which is predominantly Christians. You have the northern Kaduna, which is predominantly Muslims. Though I do not want to think in the direction of some pundits, but for me, I think the government or people need to interrogate the situation in Kaduna beyond the facial look of banditry. Because if you look at the conflict between Fulani and people in southern Kaduna, you discover that it's an age-long thing. And if you look at the epicenter of the crisis, even in Kaduna State, is centered on Kaduna, southern part of Kaduna. So to that extent, even as much as I do not want to form an opinion, I think any designing mind should start interrogating what is the reason behind the concentration of this banditry in southern Kaduna.
Okay,
so until we get that answer, I'm not forming an opinion.
You just made it.
I'm only trying to
and
observe.
The is clear.
I'm only trying to observe the scenario.
Okay, for
and it's
mind.
puzzling me.
Okay.
In as much as I do not want to form opinion, I think
the opinion has been taken. Whoever is listening to you, whichever.
Okay, maybe those people may have designing spirit.
But no, the point still remains that must we continue in banditry? Why is the DSS intelligence not doing much in terms of?
That is the question we need to ask the DSS.
Because the DSS can do intelligence.
Because the government votes. Okay, it's like you were trying.
The DSS can do intelligence in some subject of conversation, which we also do in some other subject of conversation. So, in looking at the atrocities of bandits in comparison to Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, they should also do the needful in terms of intelligence gathering.
That is the problem. That is the issue now, because by our standard, DSS has a mandate of intelligence gathering. DSS has the mandate or the strategy to mingle with the society, and they will observe the society passively, without even the society knowing that there is a DSS personnel around them. The DSS operation, by my understanding, a DSS can even enroll in a school as a student, yes, even without the knowledge of the school authority.
Yes, it's true.
For the purpose of investigation of an intelligence gathering. But I don't know, why are they not getting results? If I thought they are doing all this, why are we not seeing results?
Are you sure that those things are still applicable? Or now, I mean, what I know about the DSS, maybe for those listening or those who can enlighten us, is the fact that they are attached to the VIPs.
No, I don't think it's the police that is majorly attached to. No, I quite agree with you. Some DSS personnel are attached to VIPs, no, but if you look at the number of policemen attached to DSS, you seldom see DSS. You see the 1 in 10, not as much as you see police.
Right. In looking at the level of insecurity and how it has graduated, so maybe the DSS have been moved away from doing the core responsibility of information gathering, and maybe they've joined the.
No, I think they needed training and retraining, because you look at it.
It's about training, but
I think it's still about.
And Kanu, there was no retraining. It is the same training they use in gathering the intelligence. So it depends on the applicability of what they really feel like applying to.
Then it means what Sheikh said is right, because he did say that some military personnel are sabotaging the good effort of federal government.
So
and the military.
Were you thinking Sheikh was wrong in the first place?
No, I said I'm trying to see reason in his assertion. Okay. And looking at the circumstances surrounding the killing of policemen who were on their line of legitimate duty in Taraba State to arrest a Wadume who happens to be a kidnapping pen. Looking at how the government have refused to prosecute indicted captain and 9 other soldiers. So one will be tempted to believe it's Sheikh that actually some military personnel may be sabotaging the good effort of the government.
Now the question is, if Sheikh was not right in his statement, why hasn't he been picked?
Maybe because of his followership.
No, I said that maybe they are scared that if you pick him, he might start throwing out some kind of worms.
Because don't forget that even DSS have cautioned him. Sorry, I mean Nigerian military.
Okay, for viewers at home who want your comment to be heard, you can please call on the phone number 0902553714, 0902553714. You can also let your comments and opinions to come in on the live chat page, and please support Flick TV GoFundMe account. The link is pasted on our WhatsApp page and also on the live chat. So, Mr. Matthew, in looking at the condition we found ourselves as a people, what is the hope before we move to the next headline, which is also about security?
The hope is that the government should behave as father of all.
Okay. Police arrest IPOB members in Abuja. So what do you make of this? Because there were also people who went solidarity movement for Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. Although reports had it that they were dispersed, but they were never arrested. But in Nigeria, they were arrested.
But let me look at it.
Been doing things within the.
Let me look at it from two perspectives.
Okay.
Even as I may not agree with Nigerian government that IPOB is a terrorist organization. Okay. But Nigerian police can leverage on that to say if you are wearing anything that bears IPOB, that you're a terrorist. In the face of Nigerian constitution and legal jurisprudence, they'll be justified for such arrest. But again, another issue is those arrested, do they go there as IPOB members? Do they go there to present themselves as IPOB members, or just in solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu? But I can understand that even Shore was arrested. Yeah, and Shore, after his release, did say that he had authority for Nnamdi Kanu. So, if for any reason their arrest is because they were seen within the vicinity of the court, I don't think that constitutes any crime.
Okay. If you want to call in for your opinions as well as your comment to be heard, you can call in the phone number 09025537142. 09025537142. So, Mr. Matthew, go on. You were saying that.
So what I was saying in essence is, considering the Nigerian legal system, considering the fact that IPOB have been proscribed in Nigeria, whether wrongly or rightly, though are not on the same page with Nigerian government, because even the best of nation, best of standard organizations in the world, like UN, like European Union, they are not on the same page with federal government on this. So personally, I'm not on the same page with federal government. But what I'm trying to say is, Nigerian police can leverage on that to arrest people. Perhaps if anyone is wearing anything that identifies himself as IPOB member. But again, if the people that are arrested were not identified, or they didn't claim to be IPOB members, I do not see the reason for which they will arrest them, because there is no law that restricts human movement in Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, there's freedom of movement, there's freedom of expression. To that extent, any person that feels to go to the court to witness the proceeding is at liberty to do it, as long as while you go there, you are not violating any known law. So for me, I don't think it was right for the arrest, except otherwise the police will prove me wrong by bringing up allegation, or they have been able to prove that there's prima facie case against those people, and as such, if there's any, they should arraign them in court rather than keeping them in custody.
Okay, CBN bans sales of Forex to bureau de change, retains benchmark interest rate at 15 as 11.5%. 11.5%.
Do you think the CBN can sustain this?
That's another thing I wanted.
Do you know the reason I'm saying it? Do you know the reason I'm saying it? Considering the category of people that dominates bureau de change activities in Nigeria, considering the section of the country where they come from, considering the political dynamics that shape Nigeria, considering the who is in government, considering the body language and policies of this government, I don't think they can sustain that policy. But again, looking at their decision, they claim that every month, that over 5,000 persons come to register for bureau de change business, and that people are using it to launder money, that it is helping, that they want to turn Nigeria into a dollar economy, dollarize Nigerian economy. I think that is the word they use. But looking at all the indices, I think what they needed to do, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Because in as much as some persons may be using it against all known extant laws, there are people who have registered genuinely, who are doing it legitimately, genuinely. Do you now shut them out of business?
No,
I don't think it's the right way to go.
I even doubt that the CBN will be able to make dollar available through the commercial banks.
Because they have this, okay.
Because I was reading the report that they want to make the dollar available through commercial,
so that people can be going to bank directly to obtain it.
Never sold dollar at CBN rate, and I don't think they will ever. Because when you go to they are not even privileged to sell you at the rate that the black market, the change sells to you. So how is this going to work, looking at the condition on the kind of system we practice? Because I don't see this working in any way.
I think they should rethink and devise ways of arresting and prosecuting people who are committing crime through it, rather than bringing an abrupt end to it. I don't think it's healthy for the economy.
Okay, let me just take some few comments while we round up. Okay, Mr. I think this should be Mrs. Vanessa Abraham, thumbs up. Mr. Gbenga, I think Mr. Gbenga is an ardent follower of the Pundits. Thank you very much. Yes.
That's interesting.
Well done, guys. Then we have Mr. Joshua Lawrence. Hi, guys. Okay, Mr. Samuel and Mr. Matthew, good evening. Yeah, good evening, sir. So, conclusively, Mr. Matthew, looking at the case that has also been dragged on social media for a while, Baba Jesha, as well, I think we have our first caller on the program, so let's take this and before we proceed to any other conversation. So, looking the case, okay, I think that was a WhatsApp call.
You have raised up.
Looking the case of Baba Jesha, lawyers claim 2 others also sexually molested the minor. Is this not another wound this Baba Jesha case is raising? Is it almost everybody or so many people have access to this minor?
But for me, I think it is not up to him to start raising issue about who have molested the girl or who have assaulted the girl. I think he should bother himself about proving his innocence.
Or the innocence of his client.
Of his client.
The
So I don't think it's up to him to start determining who have molested the girl or assaulted the girl.
Maybe he's driving at a point that maybe the parenting or the guardian did not do a nice job. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Or perhaps he's trying to prove that it's the girl that lured the man into it or what. But whatever happens, for me, I think it's wise to prove the innocence of his client rather than.
No, I wouldn't know. Lawyers in the house can please also.
But if you look, however I look at it, it's a case in court. There's an extent to which you deliberate on it, so that you don't prejudice the judgment
of the court.
Because the court in its wisdom would give judgment at the end of the day. By the time the prosecution would have closed their case, the defense would have closed his case, then the judge will look at the merit of the case to deliver judgment. So there's an extent to which you discuss it amounts to prejudicing the judgment.
So let me take this comment, Mr. K. I think the arrest by security forces on those at the court continue to emphasize that Buhari is not in support of press freedom, press or freedom of opposing view. The president should not gag freedom of speech. Thank you guys for the good work you are doing. That's from Chris Ogebe. So you can please call on the phone number 0902553714 so that we can also have your views and opinion. Now, Mr. Matthew, while we're concluding, in the midst of all this, there's the rainy Big Brother Naija, and so many youths in recent time have channeled their energy into looking at the Big Brother Naija instead of some don't even have PVC or based on interaction. So many youths will tell you that the system cannot bring up anything political, it cannot bring up anything good. So why not let me engage my time in watching this one that will ease my head, that will give me, I'll smile a bit, and some others find solace in playing the bet game, Bet Naija or 1960 bet. Or do we really have a youth that politically conversant with the happenings of the governmental structure? Are we really serious as a people? Because I need to be factual about that, because the people can put in funds to organize such a program, and I'm sure if you and I want to make a political awareness program that will cost maybe 1 million, as at 2020, when Lai Mohammed was planning to stop the lockdown season of Big Brother Naija, the organizers said they've spent over 2 billion. As at then, they've not kickstarted the program to organize the program as at that point in time. So which means during the organization of the program till when the program ended, it is far more than that. So when you engage people, cuts across Nigeria, for example, the Awareness Foundation, let's say it's a toga we want to use, how many people was that? How many people will believe in that school of thought? How many people will really come out to push for that? Or can there be a program whereby we can put 40 youths, 20 on a live TV series, whereby they are going to deliberate on the issues, federal politics in Nigeria, solutions and way forward? Viewers at home can also vote. So why are we concentrating on one guy, one boy? I mean, 2 boys, 2. In fact, there are so many videos circulating, and you see, they hug, they did. Are we really serious as a people?
To be quite honest with you,
because sorry, when I was just going through some of this, I said, man, which means we have a variant of ideology and school of thought that probably does not seem popular among the youth. We have a long way to go. I don't know, it's a personal view. So I said, let me bring this up. Where do we go from there? Is the youth really serious?
To be quite
and that is why
honest,
sometimes when you talk about the NSAS, I normally tell you that the NSAS was not political, just an accidental awareness as a result of the fact that police was not sensitive to stop at a point, then continue the atrocity over time. So if you relate that action to political